Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday in Athens GA podcast. An unfortunate recording today as I kind of give my initial thoughts on that Ole Miss loss. It was not a fun game, or at least not a fun fourth quarter. I can say that much. Georgia was ahead heading into the fourth, and it just kind of fell off from that point going forward. Before I want to get in though to the specifics of that, I'm so proud of this 2025 squad. A win, lose, or tie, dog till I die. Everyone knows that saying. I agree with it. I couldn't agree with it more. But this 2025 squad was special. 54% underclassmen, and they battled throughout the year. Had some tough moments, tough games, some tough losses from injury standpoint, but kept fighting. And really, with the exception of that last game, got better each game. I thought for the most part. So. I'll forever be grateful for those guys. It was a blessing to watch them. It's a blessing to be a Georgia fan in general, but a Georgia football fan, y'all. The situation we are in that so many people are complaining about, and I've complained about too. I'm not innocent of this. Obviously, when there are things that should not happen on a football field from just execution and coaching standpoint, the fan base has every right to call it out, not to act like they know everything, but to call it out for sure. But considering we've just won back-to-back SEC championships in the toughest conference in the country in the last 2 years, which were the first 2 years they didn't do divisions, maybe ever, if not for the first time in forever. But then also added two really good teams to the conference, and to win it back-to-back is pretty impressive. Like you can't sell Georgia short of that accomplishment. That's what happened. There's no sugarcoating it. It's an incredible accomplishment. I see a lot of people doubting Kirby Smart, but I would like to remind people that Kirby Smart and his staff are the guys that got Georgia to this position. If you told a Georgia fan 10 years ago, which this was around the time Kirby Smart was just starting, if you told Georgia fans 10 years ago that they'd have two national championships, they'd play in a third, could have made a fourth in 2023, and were fighting for it in 2024 and 2025 seasons, they'd be thrilled. Obviously, again, some questionable things happened to end that game against Ole Miss. There's no other way to say it, but honestly, we're in an incredible position. Anyone in college football would kill to have Georgia's position right now. I really don't think anyone has a better outlook, especially for 2026. If we want to go ahead and look ahead to 2026, you're losing some pieces for sure. Nothing like it was last year, and most of your team is coming back, and most of your team is still young, but now they have a year of experience under their belt. Frazier will be going into his third year. Gunner will be going into his second year starting. Your entire line will be very experienced. You got some younger guys on the defensive level who would probably have 2 more years realistically, but they still have a lot of experience from their earlier playing career. That is one of the upsides from having a young team now is they'll grow together, they'll gain chemistry together, and eventually they'll become a veteran team together. I love to see that. I think it's going to really pay off next year for Georgia, maybe even the year after that, but that's too far ahead to look. But obviously, I think it's a really good outlook for Georgia next season. Credit to Ole Miss. A lot of people said before this game they were a good football team, and that got proven. They're a really, I would say, a great team with a great coaching staff, even though they've lost some key pieces, obviously Lane Kiffin, and they've got probably or maybe the best quarterback in the country in Trinidad Chambliss. The way he played that fourth quarter, I haven't seen stuff like that since Bryce Young, or really, yeah, Bryce Young, but Joe Burrow. It was incredible some of the things he got out of and got the ball to his receivers. It was pretty remarkable, and he's a class act too. Very humble guy, good man of faith. Came up to Gunner after the game and dapped him up, and that got a lot of attention. But what didn't get as much attention was Austin Simmons actually also went up to Gunner after the game, dapped him up. They both congratulated Gunner on a great game, and I thought that spoke a lot to their character. The Georgia football team came short on Thursday, not just because of coaching, not just because of some mistakes from the coaching staff, which there were. There's no denying that. I'm not sitting here trying to act like I know everything or I know the right plays that are going to put guys in the position to make plays. But there's obviously some blunders that happen and some things that the entire fan base is scratching its head on. And I know listening to Kirby Smart's press conference, there's some things that happened that he's scratching his head on. But that goes to say that was an issue on Thursday, but it was also execution. No matter what happened it's always a team effort. You can point out maybe we should have run the ball in this certain situation, or we should have punted the ball in this certain situation, but it comes down to the fact that, look, great team, great coaching staff. I'm not trying to discredit that at all. But ultimately, it comes down to, can your guys make the plays when they needed to? And even though Georgia was in some bad situations due to some bad coaching calls, there were a lot of plays that they should have made or could have made and just didn't. That's football. That's to be expected. I'm not complaining about that. That's just the way it is. Ultimately, this is kind of a rant session, honestly, is what it is now. This isn't really a structured episode, and it's a shorter one. But I hadn't really talked about the game yet. I really wanted to, but also really didn't, because still not fun to think about. But ultimately, if I could give one word to describe this Georgia football team, it would overall be resilient. The 2025 team is resilient. I know I responded to my own question on my post the other day and chose the word good, but I think resilient is a better word for this team. They fought every single week. You can say whatever you want about execution was bad, coaching was bad at times, whatever it is. This team fought. They loved each other, and they fought for the G. They fought for the G. They fought for the G on their jersey. And I mean, it was so fun to watch every single week. I'll miss watching Dalen Everett make big plays on defense late in games. I'll miss watching Colby Young go get a 50-50 ball. I'll miss Zach Branch make somebody miss over and over and over again. Zach Branch is a special athlete. And I don't know if anyone has earned the DGD title quicker than he has. Maybe before. But he goes down as a DGD in my book, for sure. CJ Allen leaves with an incredible career at Georgia. He started as a freshman. Part of that was due to injuries and just roster, just the way the roster played out. Jamon Dumas-Johnson got hurt against Missouri, and he took over the next week against Ole Miss and played the rest of that year. But he started 3 years and really helped Georgia have a quality defense and a very, very good leader at linebacker. I'll miss him greatly. I'll miss all these guys. I'll miss Christian Miller. This is one of the toughest parts of ending a season. Obviously, the loss was horrible, and the way that it happened was horrible. And honestly, it's got all of us. We all have a heartache from it. But I mean, saying goodbye to those players you love is tough. And there's probably going to be some more that we're not expecting, but more than likely, most of the guys that have yet to make a decision, I would think, are staying. I can't say that for sure. That's just what I think. I know I don't know that Gunner's coming back, but Gunner's coming back. I do think Monroe Freeland comes back. I think Ernest Green comes back, even though he's been there forever. I could see him leaving. That's nothing about him. It's just he's been at Georgia for forever, so I could see it. Drew Bobo is going to come back, I think. Obviously, Dontrell Glover and Juan Gasson, unless someone throws them millions of dollars in the transfer portal and it's an opportunity they can't pass up, they'll be back. I mean, I love this team, and I love the outlook for 2026. Like I've said, you've got a 54% underclassmen team this year. That team has gained so much experience from this season already, but is going to gain so much experience going through the offseason, watching their errors all year, rewatching that film, growing together in spring practice, and developing as a team. But I'm excited for next year. I'll be back before long with a more in-depth interview or podcast episode, kind of discussing the game, maybe go over some film. It was a tough one, but I will forever love the Georgia Bulldogs, and I will forever have a special place in my heart for that 2025 team. Go Dogs, and I will see y'all in the next episode.